Hello everyone, welcome back to Train Life, and we have got a patch. A patch has just dropped now. This is Friday 14th of October and a patch has just dropped. This for me on PS5 is patch 1.0004.000 and it weighed in at 816 megabytes. So it's ish, isn't it? It's big-ish. But the patch notes have also just released, and I wanted to just quickly run through these, and then we'll take a look at the game because the HUD has changed, as we'll see in the patch notes. Just before we get into that, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for the great feedback on the channel, not just on the Train Life videos, but across the channel generally. I know we've had a lot of new subscribers. A lot of people have come in because of Train Life and have picked up Train Life as a result of watching those videos. And for me as a YouTuber, it's a small thing, but it's always really, really nice to see, and you know, it gives me so much positivity. So thank you to everybody. But let's get on. These are the patch notes from today's patch. So first of all, tracks and railways tweaked some issues with the placement of electric lines. I'll just comment through these as we go to see if I've seen this in my 60 odd hours gameplay. That one I've not seen. Fixed the problem with a blocked player movement at the service centre at Innsbruck Warehouse. I don't even think I've been to Innsbruck Warehouse. Fixed the problem with broken traffic lights at Brussels Main and near the Paris station. Fixed the problem with the sudden stop of the train when high speed is reached between Zurich Factory and Zurich Main. I've seen that on the Discord. I've seen a few of you have had that problem with sudden stops. Again, that's not affected me so far. Fixed the problem with a sharp connection angle between the rails in the Berlin region. That I've not seen that in the Berlin region, but as I'm coming into London Main, as you're coming into the tunnels at London Main, as you turn, you sort of go across the tracks to the right-hand tunnel as you approach. And I know there, it seems to clip the wall of the tunnel and it derails me if I don't go very, very slowly. So I'm assuming that fix is similar. But that is in the Berlin region, not London, so hopefully the London one is on the list. Fixed a problem with the missing part of the tracks near the Munich refinery. I've seen that on Discord, but it's not affected me so far. Fixed the problem with sudden stops of the train near Leipzig Main. Then onto the HUD. Now we can sort the cities table using the controller. That's really, really useful. So if you saw last night's live stream, I did point out that I wanted to change the order of the city so I could see all those that I've got leveled up to 3 already. Couldn't do that, couldn't move it from alphabetical, so that's a useful improvement. Fixed a bug where inverting the camera axis was affecting the map controls. Fixed a bug that was deleting the GPS route after switching navigation modes. That happens a lot, doesn't it? So that anything to do with the GPS is really, really welcome. The big one, the HUD overhaul. Let's not say anything about that for now. We'll take a look at the new HUD once we get into the gameplay. Fix the GPS bugs. Biggest error in the game, I would say, is with GPS. So hopefully that has now resolved all the niggles with that. Now the train can't be reversed and the cabin can't be changed during boarding. Don't think I tried that. So that's interesting. With scenarios, fix the problem with missing track section near Antwerp pump jack during the Brussels Amsterdam scenario. Fix the problem with a redundant blockade near Strasbourg Main during the scenario Paris Vienna, and better orient express steam release particles. So if you've watched any of the videos, you'll know I've not done many of these scenarios yet, so it's good that there's been some improvements put in though for when I do get to that. Then we've got some level art and design updates. Fix the problem with the snow under the roof at Munich Station. Sounds interesting. Fix the problem with buildings on the tracks at Strasbourg Station. Don't think I've seen that either. Cleaning track zone from branches, grass and ground. Yeah, I think there's a lot of that, isn't there, across the map. Language fixes. There are some translation bugs fixed. And then in the miscellaneous, fix the engineer's license achievement. Is that the one to complete all the tutorials or the intro tutorials? Maybe. I would need to check on that. I can't complete those tutorials. I did ask Mikey on the stream on Monday if we could have those tutorials perhaps put in their own list so that we can replay them if we want to. And then afterwards he came back the following day and said that will be in either this patch or the one following, so it isn't specifically mentioned in this patch, so I don't know if it's been done yet. But those are the patch notes, go and check those out. They are on the Discord if you want to read them directly. This is the screenshot from the Discord that you're looking at just now. So without further ado, let's jump into the game and we'll have a quick look, because I'm especially wanting to give you my first impression of the new HUD. Let's do it. Alright, so here we are. We've got the patch installed, patch 1.0004.000 for the PlayStation 5. Let's jump in. We'll just continue game from where I left off on the live stream last night. Yeah, I want to look at this HUD. I've seen some screenshots, but that's all. So I'm interested just to see how it is. There it is. Let's have a look down the bottom corner. So it's... Do you know what? It actually looks better than I thought it would. Looking down the right hand side, there is some transparency. So the actual speedometer itself was darker than that. So those hash marks showing you the speeds were all part of a darker circle, weren't they? We got the lights. The lights have moved to the right, so as that's the reverse button. Oh, let me just come out of that. That's the reverse button. The e-brake is there as well. Yeah, everything's moved. What are the two percentages underneath the HUD? Is that the percentage acceleration, the percentage braked? They were represented by blue and red lines, weren't they? I think previously across the top in a sort of arc shape. I like how on the left hand side, the left and right seem more solid. And there's that's good. So that, can you see the next signal blue proceed? So previously that was just a coloured light, that was either blue or red. And it wasn't always obvious. I did put it in one of the videos on how to avoid oncoming trains, but it wasn't always obvious what that circle was to a beginner. So it's nice now that it's got proceed next to it, so it's very clear what it actually does. One thing that hasn't come into the patch, which is slightly disappointing, is the matrix effect on the windows that we can still see. But we've lived with that so far, so hopefully that's going to come up soon in one of the hot fixes. Just out of view, because it's so small, you can just see there, if I highlight it against the strut of the front windscreen, you can see the radio button there. And that's handy. It now gives you the little icons next to each location to show the function of that location. That's quite nice. And I'm pressing the emergency brake again, as I always do, to try and back out of this rather than pressing the D-pad. Let's just have a little run whilst we're in. Just look at the font at the top. The font has gone smaller, hasn't it? So my money, the money and the time at the top has gone smaller. Let me just check out what we need to do, because I think if let's check this out. Can we sort by city? Can we sort by country? So we can sort by level. There you go. So that's coming in the patch. That's super useful. And that's interesting because I've got 2 at level 3. Everything else is at level 1. I thought I had a couple of 2s. So there you go. Let's have a look where we are. We're in Ball. So we need meat. We need 10 wagons of meat. So let me go back to the map. I'll just set this up and then we'll just run it slightly. So I will need to take meat. I think we've got meat at the burn food. If I can click it, there we go. We have got meat there ready to go because in the live stream we delivered some livestock there. So if I head down there, we'll pick up some meat and we'll use that as a quick demo to That's interesting. Look at that. Doesn't pick the shortest route. But that's fine. I'll go that way because I haven't been this way before. So there we go. So the GPS is all set up. Let's get the brakes off. I think they're off now. Yes, you could see the percentage there, the bottom right hand corner. You can see the percentage of how much throttle you're actually putting in. Likewise, let's turn it off. We put the brake in. You can see how much brake we're putting in now as a percentage. There's the emergency brake right down the bottom right hand corner. I've got 94% emergency brake left. My only concern with this HUD is, purely speaking as a console player, is console players, and I know this doesn't apply to everybody, but in the main, console players don't sit in front of a monitor. I'm in front of a monitor right now whilst I'm recording this. Generally, I am sat on the sofa a few feet away from the TV, so there is a bit of a distance. So I have a slight concern that the transparency of the HUD down in the bottom right hand corner and the font being a bit smaller might cause some issues for some players. I can't properly judge that until I've got the PS5 back down in the living room in front of the TV. The HUD with the darkened background that we had previously was fairly easy to see. Obviously the speeds are quite easy to see because that 65, 66 is quite bold, isn't it? So a lot of the typing has been bolded, which is quite nice. But we'll just run this a little bit. Animals near the track. $600 to go until the animals, and then let's get on the horn. Here is the train in the Tintin 57 gaming channel team colours. Don't forget, you can select whatever colours you want as many times as you want in the settings. So I've tended to switch the colours around quite a bit, actually. If I get bored of a certain colour, I'll just go in and change it. You don't have to pay any in-game money for that, so that's quite good. You no longer have access to the ball smeltery, so that's quite clear up in the top right hand corner. Zurich warehouse is now in range, so there's an improvement. It's telling you without opening the radio if you've got something in range. I think that's quite handy because quite often, if you were going somewhere, you had to flick the map up to know if you were near there, or you had to keep constantly doing this to see if your destination was appearing. So I quite like the fact that when one location comes in at the bottom of the radio, it will actually ping up and tell you as well. So that's good. I do like that. And probably from the patch notes, in this short run, that's probably about all we're going to see. The HUD was the main thing I wanted to look at because I was worried about the transparency. But I'll reserve judgment on that until I've played it quite a while, and I've played it on the TV, which is where I would normally sit when I'm playing. So you guys let me know below in the comments what you think. Has this fixed a lot of your issues? Are there any things that you wanted in the patch that have not made it this time? I'm particularly interested in hearing from the Xbox players, because I know the Xbox players have had it a little bit rough compared to PlayStation. Has this patch fixed any of those major issues you were getting? Because I guess the patch notes are the patch notes, but not everything is always mentioned in patch notes, is it? If there are bundles of very small things, they don't always get mentioned. I'm not saying that's the case, but I'll be interested to know from everybody, just has this improved your gameplay? So it's a good start, isn't it? It's a good start.
So hopefully these patches now will come regular. But yeah, let me know down below. Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Keep your eye on the channel. And I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.